What's up, everybody, including my SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin here, back here with another episode of the SNA podcast, episode 109. We're going to be talking about the latest edition of Monday Night Raw. Just went off the air, and what a massive main event that they had, by the way, by Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. That's all I'm going to give. I kind of spoiled it already for those who haven't watched yet, but whoever haven't watched tonight's Monday Night Raw, I would recommend you guys watching it whenever you're not watching this video, or even before you're watching this video, so you won't be spoiled, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the latest edition of Monday Night Raw. This is the part 13 Monday Night Raw review. And we're going to start off with Seth freaking Rollins opening up the show, cutting his promo, letting everybody know that he's the visionary. He is the revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. And then he also said he would like to thank the man who, or at first he said he mentioned went to war with the Scotsman the Scottish warrior, I should say, Drew McIntyre. And yeah, we're gonna be talking about him in just a sec, about him being possibly absent. But anyway, we're gonna continue with Seth Rollins. He's like he just survived the war with the Scottish warrior, still the world heavyweight champion. And he also wants to thank the man who prevented Damian Priest of attempting to cash in this past Saturday. And that man is none other than Sami Zayn. And then he wants to I don't just want to say thank you just out of the blue. I want to say it right to his face. So Sami Zayn, come out here, right now. And this is where Sami Zayn came out there. Oh, that's right. He also says he wants to thank the two guys during this past Saturday's event at what's that pay-per-view called? Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. He was like, I want to thank two people. The first one, Drew McIntyre. He kept on to his word. That's what he said in the beginning of his promo when he was welcoming the fans to Monday Night Raw. And he also said thank you, kept his word, even though he came up short. And we probably won't be, and I'm probably not sure if I'll ever face him in the ring ever again. I'm not sure if that was a reference to anything, but I don't think it is. Even though he's going to extend his contract, his latest contract that he haven't re-signed yet. They're probably going to extend it until probably right before WrestleMania or right after Mania, in case he doesn't if he's planning on leaving WWE, which I don't think he's going to leave anytime soon. But anyways, yeah, he said he wants to thank Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn came out there Seth freaking Rollins was like, yeah, by the way, I want to say thank you because you helped me out of taking care of the Damian Priest problem, and also and now to keep my reign as world heavyweight champion. And he was like, even though I would have successfully retained, but it helped me with all the trouble. And he's like, also, I would have expected you to came out with Damian Priest's little purple briefcase. And then I just hijacked him this past Saturday. And he's like, but let me take a wild guess of what happened. You showed up in the building and Adam Pearce made you return it. I have a hunch that you did. And then Sami Zayn's like, I guess you could say that. And this is where the fans start booing, boo! They did not want to hear that. That they have to give it right back to Pearce. Sami Zayn's like, wow, that's a really good guess. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what happened. I don't know how'd you know that. And then Seth Rollins like, well, let me cut to the chase and get to the point. Saturday, I could have maybe handled Damian Priest on my own, but you made it more easier. But then again, maybe I wouldn't have handled Damian Priest on my own. Like, I got to be in the humblings. Like, I just want to say I appreciate your help and thank you, Sammy. Sami Zayn's yeah, like it was my pleasure of doing so. But oh yeah, before he said that, Seth Rollins was like, and since that, I've been thinking on how can I repay you. Like I feel like I owe you something. And then this is where that's what Sami Zayn came into. He was like, before you get to that far, like I want to let you know this and that. I want to be absolutely honest with you, okay? Like I'm really glad I helped you out on one thing about that. Appreciate that you appreciate me to help you. But even though that's not the reason why I did that, I went out there because I've been dealing with the Judgment Day for months and after months and after months. And I've been listening to them talk how many they run Monday Night Raw. And then that's almost true because that holds every championship as is on Monday Night Raw. Like except for one of the two titles that they haven't won, which is the Intercontinental Champion and also the World Heavyweight Champion. Luckily, then neither of those championships because it's gone worse. And it'll be Bloodline 2.0. And speaking of Bloodline 2.0, this is what Sami Zayn said. All of them except for that World Heavyweight Championship. Because it's already bad enough that Roman Reigns been keeping the Undisputed Championship hostage on Friday Night SmackDown. And if Damian Priest cashing that contract, and if he did win that World Heavyweight Championship, like we will no longer, we won't be not only be dealing with the Judgment Day, we'll be dealing with Bloodline 2.0. I was like, yeah, that's true, but I was like, yeah, because it could be like a Raw version of Roman Reigns holding that World Heavyweight Championship if you didn't step up and he's like. And then this is where Sami Zayn also said, I fought too long and too hard to said last week that as long as the breath of air in my body, he's like, I will fight the Judgment Day and make sure they do not run this show. And everybody was cheering into this tonight's episode of Raw. That was a live attendance. So everyone was like, yeah, all right. Like, give it to Sami Zayn, everybody. Like, you have to worry about Bloodline 2.0. And everybody's like, yay! Like, yeah, it's already bad enough we had to deal with the Tribal Chief on Friday night. So we cannot have a Tribal Chief. Yeah.
He's playing in medicine.
What the hell?
You don't want you know. Oh,
sorry, dog. Crazy, what are you doing?
Tracy's over there throwing medicine around. What the hell? You can watch him. But now he's crying. I don't even know if he took any medicine. Oh. I'm gonna watch you get out. Did you take any of that medicine?
No.
Yeah, that's why we asked you to watch you. The internet stuff's not important. We do it out here.
Yeah, Crowder should have did it out there. You're right. Yeah. Hopefully he didn't because he didn't. That's an overdose. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, he hasn't been telling. He was doing fine. That's just yeah, but yeah, I just gotta keep a sharp eye. I don't know how you gonna hurt that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep a sharp eye. Yeah. Okay, I better be somewhere you won't reach it. Okay. So you won't, get any ideas. But anyways, Trey, you gotta be careful. You gotta be doing that. I thought you were peacefully watching Kaji. Like, so I left you off that, like right there, so you won't be in any danger like that. You know what, Trey? You gotta be careful doing that, Trey. Are you all right, Trey? But anyways, what was that? Oh yeah, that's right. This is where Seth Rollins also cut a promo saying, "This is what that's the one thing I always love about you, Sammy. Like you're always no matter what, you stand up what you think is right, and then it doesn't matter if you have outnumbered into 3-on-1, 5-on-1, even a million on one." And then Rollins also said, but you stand up exactly what you believe in. And then he's like, and I take that convention, man. And then Rollins like sometimes in life, like people like you, like they don't get what they deserve. Like, and that's very unfortunate and a shame. And he was like, but the Judgment Day, like you're right, the Judgment does not run Monday Night Raw. Like I run Monday Night Raw. I was like, yeah, it's true for one simple fact reason, because he's obviously the world heavyweight champion. So yeah, that means you're running the brand, like if you're the brand's exclusive heavyweight championship. But anyways, this is where Seth Rollins is like, as long as I'm the world heavyweight champion here, like that Money in the Bank contract won't be the only way you're gonna get an opportunity for this championship belt. Which he said you'll get not the only way you're gonna get an opportunity for my title here on Raw. And then this is where it's like, you know what? Now the reason why I knew that Pierce gave up that briefcase back, because after you left his office, I went in there right after you left. And the reason why I went out there to see Adam, like, is the same reason I want you to come out here tonight. But anyways, like in you, Sami Zayn, you have gotten yourself a world heavyweight championship opportunity. Like, and that match is right here, right now, tonight. And that made it official. And it is, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's the main event of Monday Night Raw, and also it's the main event of Monday Night Raw, and it was a really good match. I'll say perhaps the match of the night. I wouldn't say perhaps. I'll say definitely the match of the night. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in just a moment. Here, we're gonna move on to the next segment. Oh yeah, before that, Sami Zayn also he also accepted the match, and then I believe they handshake it out, even respectively telling each other, see you out here later on, which will be less than 2 hours from now, I believe. Or no, not 2 hours, 2.5 hours. That's right. But anyways, this is where we go to backstage with the Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio and his mommy Rhea, or whatever you want to call him, the couple members of the Judgment Day in kayfabe perspective. But anyways, this is where they started talking. I don't know exactly what they were talking about, but Rhea Ripley's like, you should have told mommy that before you even did that. And this is where Damian Priest was like, did you see that from this past Saturday? And you didn't tell me that I had to go to Pierce to get this briefcase back, and going on to all that trouble of chasing Sami Zayn, who screwed, and then the same because the same guy who screwed me out of the championship had to give it right back regardless, and then this is where Finn Balor's like, yeah, I see, it's so burning right now, and it's I don't have to deal with this because we have our tag team match tonight against the New Day, and then this is where Finn Balor's like, I just can't stand Sami Zayn. He's just under our skin for the past 6 months. And then this is where JD McDonough's like, I'm sorry, it didn't win exactly your way, Damian. And he's like, yeah, no kidding. I know that because it happened to me, JD. And then, by the way, did you buy that shirt from WWEshop.com, which was a Damian Priest shirt, probably perhaps a Puerto Rican tribute shirt, of course. Yeah. And like a shirt, like you trying to pay homage to his future teammate if he becomes a teammate after. Like, I mean, like, if he does, like, before he leaves the Judgment Day, of course, like, if rumors are correct, of course. But it looks like he probably will join the Judgment Day. Jordan before Damian Priest will leave, though. I'll say because we're going to talk about that in just a minute after the main event of Monday Night Raw because we got some surprises afterwards. But I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But anyway, this is where Rhea Ripley had to break them up. Mostly Damian Priest, and this is where Rhea Ripley's like, oh, like, hey, don't worry about this. You got your tag titles tonight. That's what Rhea Ripley told Damian Priest. And they're like, yeah, you're right, Rhea. Like, you Finn, yeah, we've been wrong through from the past week. Like, and we're gonna correct those wrongs by making a statement against the New Day. And then this is where Finn Balor's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's do this. Like, let's start this match right here, right now. This is where this is where JD McDonough's like, yeah, they got this. We're looking at Damian Priest and Finn Balor at a distance. But anyway, this is where we do get the tag team match. And what was you guys' predictions genuinely for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships? Which I'd say most of y'all would say the Judgment Day for the fact that they're not going to drop the titles until if there's going to be some speculations on if they're going to be some unless there's any, I'll say not speculation. I mean, if there's any plans for them, I'll say what's the speculation? That's what we're doing. We're trying to wonder, unless there's some concerns about the Judgment Day, I should say, like some disagreements once again from Balor and Priest. That's probably the only way we'll see them drop their titles for the second time. But until then, that's more my opinion, of course. But we're gonna talk about what went down on tonight's Monday Night Raw. We're gonna give you the exact recap on what happened. Let's start off with Kofi with Finn Balor. He Irish whipped him right into the corner. He drop kicked Finn Balor into the inside of the ring. This is where he snapmared him right into the middle of the ring, ran right into his corner into the top ropes, I believe, like the top corner ropes, I should say, the top corner. He gets tagged in by Xavier Woods. This is where he runs and goes for a running sliding kick. This is where Xavier Woods do the same, hits a sliding clothesline, and then this is where Kofi went right onto the left corner ropes, hits a springboard moonsault. This is where Xavier Woods hits a springboard elbow drop right onto the top left corner. Xavier Woods afterwards tried to pin Finn Balor, but he only gets a 2 count, even count, I should say. This is where Xavier Woods goes for this is where Irish whips Finn Balor right into the left corner of the ropes. This is where Finn Balor tried to go run into Xavier Woods. This is where Xavier Woods tried to clothesline. He ducks out of the way, and then Xavier Woods did the drop kick afterwards. Come on, like that knocked him out of the ring. Of course, this is where Xavier Woods. This is where Damian Priest tried to clothesline Xavier Woods, but he ducks out of the way before he can do any attacks onto himself. This is where he super kicks him as well. This is where Xavier Woods came in to join the club with his tag partner. They both double clotheslined Damian Priest right onto the right side of the ringside area. This is where both men go for a double diving rolling senton off the top rope, or over the top rope, I should say. They ran right through the right side of the ropes. The right side of the ropes and hit a diving senton onto the outside. This is where Xavier Woods landed right on the Priest while Kofi took down Finn Balor. This is where he got him back. This is where Xavier Woods went onto the apron, hits a double axe handle right onto Priest, bringing him down, getting onto the left side of the apron. This is where Xavier Woods hits a knife edge chop right onto Damian Priest, hits a jump off super kick off the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where he throws Priest back in the ring. This is where he gets up. This is where he waited for him to run right into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where Xavier Woods finally go for an attack. Hits a striking forearm right into the face of Damian Priest. This is where he goes for right hands like I'll say a quarter dozen times, which was like 3 or 4 times, until Damian Priest pushes him off of him. This is where he hits a striking kick to the midsection. This is where he hits a knife edge chop. I was like, let's hope like Gunther don't put you in the list, like, because after all, y'all both on the same brand in WWE, which is the Raw brand, of course. This is where he hits a striking forearm right onto Damian Priest. This is where he tried to Irish whip Damian Priest onto the diagonal side of the corner, which is the bottom left corner, I believe. Yeah. And then this is where Damian Priest tried to go for an elbow strike. This is where he hits a. This is where Damian Priest. Damian Priest got kicked right onto Xavier Woods' foot, like to his face. This is where Xavier Woods hits the rolling flip cartwheel clothesline that he usually do. That used to be his signature. Now it's his finisher. Now his signature. This is where he tried to go for the cover, but I was like, it's not really dominant like it was like back in 2014 or 15 or even a 16, because at that time that was really when it was the most dominant move in sports entertainment. But now it's starting to be the least most devastating next to the Blue Thunder Bomb, which it only got the win at Saudi Arabia, like Simon Miller said on his ups and downs review of Crown Jewel. But anyways, we're gonna continue talking about the match. We got this is where Xavier Woods tags in Kofi Kingston. This is where he hits the springboard double axe handle, hits the swinging chops onto Damian Priest. This is where he hits a drop kick to Priest. This is where he tried to go for a flying clothesline, but Damian Priest caught him in midair, and then try to go for the South Heavens choke slam. But this is where Kofi rolls out of it, sliding himself back right into the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where he tried to go for a flying crossbody to him, to Kofi. This is where Kofi moved right out of the way, right on time. This is where he tried to go for a splash, but he moved right out of the way. Hits his face first right onto the top turnbuckle in the bottom left corner, and gets hit with that upper kick at the same time, like boom. There's powed Damian Priest's face in. This is where Kofi Kingston goes right on the top rope afterwards. This is where he get ready to hit the frog splash, a frog crossbody splash, I should say, which is the most leaping and the most leaping and the most comeback move in all sports entertainment in 2023. And then this is where he tried to go for the pin to Damian Priest, but he only got him a 2 even count. This is where This is where Finn Balor got back onto the apron. Like, I'm not sure if he was trying to distract Kofi or the fact that he's up there because he's the tag in his tag team championship match, like waiting for Damian Priest to tag him in. But either way, Kofi Kingston knocked him down with an elbow strike. This is where he went right to Damian Priest. I go for a sliding kick, which he successfully executed both moves onto both men of the Judgment Day. This is where afterwards Kofi Kingston hits a boom drop right onto Damian Priest. This is where he was getting ready to finish off the Punisher of the Judgment Day, getting ready to do the Trouble in Paradise, like he used to do, like except the New Day version of the claps, like New Day rocks, with the fans chanting that. This is where he tried to go for Trouble in Paradise, but this is where Damian Priest stepped back. This is where he tried to go for a spinning forearm. This is where Kofi moved out of the way right on time. This is where he tried to run and try to go for an attack to Damian Priest, but instantly got clotheslined away anyways, because you know the statistic, like even though it's not a signature or his finisher, but it's just a main move trying to do before it finished him off for good. But this is where Damian Priest was getting ready to do the Razor's Edge with Finn Balor tagging himself into the match. This is where he try to go for the maneuver with Finn Balor going for the coup de grace, with Kofi on Damian Priest's back. But this is where Kofi Kingston got out. He pushes Finn Balor's legs off the top rope, landing the place where it hurts the most, like landing at a bad place to get hurt at, and onto the top turnbuckle. This is where Damian Priest tried to go for a This is where he tried to go for an attacking clothesline to Kofi Kingston, but he smartly ducked out of the way, and he actually clotheslines Balor instead. This is where Kofi Kingston goes. This is where Damian Priest tried to go for a clothesline to Kofi, but he ducks out of the way, move out of the way. This is where Kofi this is where Xavier Woods hits a step-up insecurity right onto Damian Priest. This is where Kofi throws Priest out of the ring. This is where he goes right on the top rope. This is where Kofi goes on the top rope with Finn Balor, trying to go for a suplex, which he successfully did so. And then this is where Xavier Woods drops down because he was tagged in by Kofi because he hits his finishing elbow drop, which I'm not sure if it's a better version of Macho Man Randy Savage, but this is where he goes and try to pin him off. But I think he probably would have gotten the 3 count because that move is very underrated and very, very powerful, I should say, like to the point that you could possibly could beat a Bronson Reed with this move, and even Gunther. But that's only if Xavier Woods had that opportunity for the Intercontinental Champion. But it would have worked if it had been for Damian Priest, saving the day too when he did the elbow drop onto Finn Balor. This is where Damian Priest lifts up Kofi Kingston because Kofi Kingston was trying to go for like an attack crossbody, I suppose. This is where Damian Priest put Kofi Kingston off out of the ring, like through the apron, like into the outer side of the ring side. This is where Kofi Kingston hang on to the ropes, flipping each other both out, except for Kofi landing on the apron, with Damian Priest landing onto the ringside on the concrete floor. This is where Kofi Kingston tried to go for the double axe hander / splash onto Damian Priest, but he caught him into his signature move, which is with that reverse STO facebuster maneuver right onto out on the announce table. I think it was kind of sandbagged and botched, but he still managed to land his face right onto the announcer's table, which that would very brutally impact, like, regardless. But anyway, this is where he goes up right onto the apron, but he gets discus forearmed right onto by Xavier Woods. This is where Finn Balor took advantage and hit Xavier Woods with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. But it only got him a 1-2 even count. This is where he super kicks Xavier Woods. This is where he pushes Finn Balor right onto the top corner of the ropes, like into another roll-up, but it only got him like 2.99999 counts. This is where Finn Balor hits a schoolboy roll up. This is where he hits a sling blade right onto Xavier Woods. This is where he tags in Damian Priest. This is where Damian Priest was getting ready to hit his I believe signature move, like, which is the South Heavens choke slam that he usually do. And then this is where Finn Balor, and then before he did that, this is where Finn Balor tagged back in, like, but this is where Damian Priest hits the sit out choke slam, and then Finn Balor hits the coup de grace. They got the 1-2-3. Still the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, and then it's been noted that Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes will have their title their title rematch for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship next week. Like, and who do you think is going to win this? Is it going to be the American Nightmare, or do you think it's going to be the Judgment Day is going to retain? And then if you think the Judgment Day is going to retain, how it's going to be? Is it going to be with them winning by pinfall, submission, possibly onto Jey Uso? I'm keep getting him and his brother mixed up. But anyway, it'll probably be possibly on Jey Uso with a pinfall loss, but like it did when they lost the titles right back to the Judgment Day. And also, I'll say, but if it's gonna be DQ, it'll probably be obvious, like to keep both guys strong and not weak. And I would say, and also, like, if they even if they give Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso the DQ victory, the Judgment Day will still probably will be still champion. There'll probably be some shenanigans because I don't think they're gonna win those titles back. Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate because they had a very good and entertaining run with the first time they captured the championship, which is the first time Jey Uso won the tag team championships with somebody besides his brother Jimmy. But anyway, this is where This is where we got a backstage interview with Jackie Redmond about the comments on what about the comments after his match against Seth Rollins this past Saturday. And this is where Jackie Redmond said, "I know you didn't. It was not like with the way you planned it to be. But did you have anything to say about the brutal loss?" And Drew McIntyre just stand there, said nothing. He got back in his car and drove off, which I believe we probably won't see him for a little while. I'll say at least for a month, I guess. Probably not until December, I suppose. But anyways, yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below what do you think about that. But anyway, this is where we get I believe was up next. We got I believe this is we got I believe it was the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Akira Tozawa match, which this is the first time I've seen both men face each other because I mostly see Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown while Akira Tozawa was on Raw. So that's one of the reasons why they're in different shows. And two, WWE haven't thought about this until now. Like with these two talented Japanese stars. But anyways, this is where we're gonna get started onto the match. It was which amazingly Akira Tozawa was keeping up, like fighting Shinsuke Nakamura, giving him the fight that he was not expecting. And then I must get to the point of talking about how exactly Akira Tozawa was winning into this match against Shinsuke Nakamura. Like he was fighting him like with the kicks and punches that I usually do, like if he was a ninja, like in his old gimmick from a couple of years ago. But anyway, this is where he put Shinsuke right on the top rope, put him right into the top rope, into the bottom left corner, I believe, into Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where Akira Tozawa went right on the top rope. This is where he was coming from the bottom side apron. That's right. He climbed right on the top rope. This is where Shinsuke Nakamura went right on and fly and tried to go for a Hurricane Rana right off the top rope, but Nakamura tried to hang on to him, try to powerbomb him off the top. But this is where Akira Tozawa regained his balance and hit him with the Hurricane Rana off middle ropes, because they were standing on the middle ropes. This is where Akira Tozawa tried to go for the pinfall, but this is where Shinsuke Nakamura kicked out at 2.1 seconds. This is where Akira Tozawa dragged him right into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle, because he was thinking about doing this Tozawa finishing senton maneuver. This is where Akira Tozawa went right onto the top rope. This is where you get ready to hit the layout senton, but Shinsuke Nakamura put his knees up right on time. This is where Shinsuke Nakamura was getting ready to do his finishing move, which is the King Chasa. Like, this is where Shinsuke Nakamura was getting ready to get in position. This is where Akira Tozawa impressively rolled over, goes for a wheelbarrow roll up, which is kind of the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment, the surprise roll up. This is where he only got a 1 and a 2 and a 2.8 count. He tried to go for a Hurricane Rana. I was like, oh, wow, like, don't tell me he's going to win with this move. But unfortunately for Tozawa, that wasn't the case, because he only got a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 even count until getting instantly booted by Shinsuke Nakamura when both men got back up. This is where he finally go for his finishing move, which is the King Chasa. He got the 1, 2, 3, and then it looks like Akira Tozawa is not the only man. It seemed like Akira Tozawa was not the only member of the Alpha Academy wanting to face Shinsuke Nakamura, because the big man Otis, which I thought was Chad Gable's coming in, that he wanted to fight with him. But this is where because I saw his arm like with the wrist tape, I was like, I cannot tell what's the difference until I see their figures, which is obviously with Otis. He'd rip off his shirt. He was ready to fight. I was like, I suppose this is going to turn into some kind of a 2-on-1 or even a 3-on-1 handicap gauntlet match, I suppose. But Shinsuke Nakamura was like, nah, not today. Maybe one night, but not tonight. And then he walked out of the ring, went backstage. Before they can even make things official into a match. But I guess I guess it's for the better that it kept it that way, because it could be a perfect one-on-one mid-card match for next week's Raw, I guess. Just to have something for the show. And who you think is going to win that match? You think it's going to be Big Otis or Shinsuke Nakamura? Y'all let me know down below. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next segment. It's yeah, sure thing, yeah. Okay, but we got a hype video with Natalya, because she's been in WWE for 15 years, and it's kind of the first time I saw WWE recognize this accolade from the Queen of Hearts. But she's been doing it for a decade and a half. She won belts like the Divas Championship, and when it was the Divas era, and then she won the SmackDown Women's Championship back 6 years ago in 2017, beating Naomi at SummerSlam. And they also showed some vignettes of her winning the Women's Tag Team Championship with Tamina. And they showed with Tamina winning the Women's Tag Team Championships. And yeah, Tamina's still under contract with WWE, and also and it was the fact that she won the tag team titles with her. I was like, I wonder what's going on with Tamina, because we haven't seen her in a ring since the beginning of 2023. And it said on one wrestling news article that I was reading. I forget, it was on one of my SNA podcast videos, but it said it's been since the Royal Rumble of this year that she made a televised appearance. Which that's true. Now I'm not sure what's her status in her contract. Do you think she's gonna? But for you viewers, do you think she's gonna stay in WWE, or do you think she's gonna leave WWE just like her Team Bad teammates? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna and then they showed she showed she was trying to be like her dad and uncle, Jimmy Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, of course. Because this was a hype up video for the big women's battle royal for Rhea Ripley's Women's World Heavyweight Championship without the heavyweight name. But I just love calling it the heavyweight championship because these women is heavy, because these women on Raw are heavy hitters, like with the likes of Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. And then this is where we also got a hype video. Not hype video. We got an announcement for Adam Pearce. What's up next is the Fatal 4-Way match. He's like for the IC title. And he's like, yeah, because and then he's like, Gunther has made the championship the most amazing and must-see titles in WWE right now. And because of that, we are going to have a Fatal 4-Way match with The Miz, the 8-time Intercontinental Champion, and the guy that made the title prestigious not that long ago. Made it very prestigious and put it back right on the map in the mid-card division in WWE, perhaps even making it the second best title in the main event, the main event titles. And he said we also got Ricochet, which is the guy that just keeps getting better and better, even after we lost to the guy that's currently holding the title, Gunther. And then we also have Ivar, one of the rising stars that's in the singles division now, because his tag partner Eric is injured. And also Big Bronson Reed that took Gunther over to his limit a couple weeks ago when he faced him for the title. And then we finally do get this Fatal 4-Way match for the IC Championship. But I'll tell you, it's not very much to talk about. It's just basically when Bronson Reed tried to go for a clothesline, even though we're going to talk about it right here, right now, we're going to talk about. But yeah, it's Big Bronson Reed, trying to go for a Big Bronson Reed and Big Ivar trying to go for a clothesline onto both Little Ricochet and Miz, but they duck out of the way. This is where, with both Big Bronson Reed and and Big Ivar colliding on one another, like boom, like, and this, like, even though they're still on their feet, but the Miz managed to boot Ivar right into the face with Ricochet hitting a bicycle knee strike onto Big Bronson Reed. This is where the Miz try to go for a DDT, but this is where Ricochet grabbed onto him, ducking on the Miz, trying to go for a German suplex, perhaps. This is where the Miz rolled out of it. Irish whipped him right to the right side of the ropes. This is where Ricochet flips right over what's his name, the Miz. My bad. I screwed something up. This is where Ricochet rolled out of the way. I believe he Hurricane Rana him. This is where Ivar came back in the ring, tried to suplex Ricochet. That's right. But this is where Ricochet flips him right over, pushed him towards the Miz that was standing onto the right side of the apron outside of the ring. This is where he slides down, like when Ivar was coming to his way. This is where he tried to go for a roll-up. But this is where Ivar tried to go for a sit-out leg drop right onto the Miz's chest. But this is where he moved out of the way, which was the most genius move that the Miz have ever done in his career in pro wrestling, or at least in WWE, of course. This is where he hit the sliding kick right into the Miz's face when he was in the snapmare position. This is where Ricochet goes for a rolling front flip right onto Big Bronson Reed, which he fell right outside the ring. This is where Ricochet tried to run right onto Ivar to the top right corner, but gets instantly intercepted by Ivar right before he had a chance to do any attack move attempt. But this is where Ivar hits a sliding leg drop right around his neck and onto his body, like nearly crushing the poor former Intercontinental champion. This is what Ivar was trying to say, like, yeah, that Intercontinental championship opportunity is mine, and that Intercontinental championship belt is mine. Like, I've been waiting for, I don't know how long, probably like perhaps for the past 5 years of being in WWE for this moment, I guess, ever since making his debut on WWE on NXT. But it's where Ivar hits Ricochet right onto the bottom left corner, I believe, of Tina the Turnbuckle. Plants his face right onto it. That's where he goes for a top rope onto Ricochet, but Ricochet instantly kicks Ivar right into the face. Hits a sunset flip power bomb right onto Ivar, like when he was bowing. Not bowing, I should say bend over. Like when he kicked him in the midsection, he tried to go for sunset flip right in the mid ropes on the bottom right corner, I believe, or not right, bottom left corner. This is where Ricochet. This is where he gets flipped over by Ricochet. Bounces midsection right onto the ropes, on the top ropes. This is where Big Bronson Reed boots Ivar right into the face. This is where Big Bronson Reed goes for. He steps right onto the bottom ropes into the left side of the ropes. Where Ricochet was standing on the top rope. He bounced and he flips Ricochet right over. This is where Ricochet nearly got power bomb, but by Ivar when he got flipped over by Big Bronson Reed. But this is where Ricochet Hurricane Rana's him into a reversal, but accidentally hurt his bald head right onto the canvas in the process. Hopefully I didn't offend him by calling him bald. But anyways, this is where the Miz came back in the ring. This is where oh no, that's not the Miz. I'll say not yet, but first, this is where both Ivar and Big Bronson Reed goes for a double crossbody to each other, but they've landed really hard on their midsections, and fell right back on their backs on the concrete floor, to the point they probably could have been out for the 10,000 count that for the referee if it hadn't been for. It would probably haven't been for the Miz, but anyways, we're going to talk about that and just we're going to continue talking about that. But they got back in the ring somehow. I was like, wow, I would expect them to get counted out. I was like, wait a minute, that's right. They're not, this is not a one-on-one match. This is a fatal four-way match. How dumb of me for saying that. Now, this is where the Miz got onto the top apron, go for a springboard crossbody to Big Bronson Reed, which he successfully did so. This is where he went right to Ivar, he tried to clothesline the Miz. The Miz ducks, runs right through the left side of the ropes, goes for a flying head scissors DDT, something that I rarely see from the Miz, even though he's like the same size as a cruiserweight wrestler. But I would never thought that I would see him do a flying head scissors DDT. Like, how is the Miz doing that? Like, I know he's small, but he's not like an athletic, like an athletic, high flying wrestler. Like, wow, like that's very amazing. Like, I'll say I gotta give him a round of applause for that. Like, yeah, because it was very impressive. Something that I have never seen the Miz do in his entire 18-year career in WWE. This is where the Miz was like, yeah, I'm gonna be back on the Intercontinental Championship picture. I was like, it's possible. Which it may be, but this is where he tried to go for a sliding clothesline to Ricochet like he usually do. Like, that's kind of like his signature move, but it's not. I'll say it's not exactly a signature move. It's just the move he'll get ready to do before he does it. But anyway, this is where Ricochet kicks him right in the face, like right on time. Ricochet goes up in the mid ropes. This is where he tried to go for some kind of a probably mid rope face breaker, but the Miz beat him to it, kicks his legs before he had a chance to get up on the top. This is where he got him draped his legs right onto the middle ropes, like with his arms hanging on the top rope, like hanging on, like he was about to do the shattering dreams like Goldust and Cody Rhodes would have done. But instead, the Miz hits a draping code breaker right onto Ricochet. And then this is where he rolls him up. This is where the Miz picks up Ricochet back up, hits a kickback DDT onto Ricochet. This is where he goes for a pinfall to Ricochet, but he only got a 1-2 ooh. And then this is where the Miz try to get ready to do his finishing move, I suppose, which is the skull crushing finale. He started doing the pose like, it's time for the finale of this match. And this is where he tried to go for the skull crushing finale on Ricochet. Ricochet jumps up right in midair, flips him over into an arm drag. This is where Ricochet hits midair, hits him with a midair face breaker, which is the second finishing move. This is where the referee counted to 1, the referee counted to 2, but Ivar hits a diving, standing crossbody splash, which is a proving comeback move in all of sports entertainment / pro wrestling in 2023. This is where Ricochet goes for the right corner of the ropes, like going for a running, I believe, going for some kind of a running, but like Ricochet going for a running crossbody to Ivar, but instead he actually ducked out of Ivar's clothesline, and then he goes for a flip like into a flying head scissor, but like a backflip. But Ivar hit the cartwheel, and they nearly crashed into each other when they're dodging each other's moves. Like, and this is where they both crash. This is where Ivar hits a slamming power slam, devastating right onto the canvas. This is where he pins Ricochet, but he only got a 1-2 ooh. This is where I said a power slam. No, he hits a running clothesline from Hale. I should say a running clothesline from Hale. This is where Ivar hits a big booting boot right onto Big Bronson Reed's face. This is where Ivar goes right onto the ropes, go for a springboard clothesline, taking a page out of Chris Jericho and Hangman Adam Page's playbook, and then this is where he tried to go for a pin, but he only got a 1, he only got a 2, but Big Bronson Reed kicks out right after 2, and this is where Ivar's like, what does it take to win this match and become the number one contender? We're like, man, and then this is where he goes right on the top, point right up, do the Viking sign. He's like, oh hell, the Viking ancestors. And this is where he tried to go for the sit out Bronco Buster right onto the Miz, onto the top right corner, I believe, of Team of the Turnbuckle. The sit down Bronco Buster. This is where Ricochet got back up when Ivar's like, come on, get up, little Ricky. And then this is where he tried to go for a spinning, I'll say spinning paddle roundhouse kick. But Ricochet moved right out of the way, right on time, ducks and hits a and it's a jumping super kick right onto Ivar. This is where Ricochet was still up in midair. This is where Ricochet hits a fireman's carry, but this is where the Miz rolls out of the way, try to hit the skull crushing finale right onto the Ricochet. This is where Ricochet starts elbowing the absolute shib right out of the Miz, trying to get out of his clutches. This is where he runs right onto the right side of the ropes. This is where the Miz kicks him right in the midsection. This is where the Miz runs right to the right side. This try to do a running, I guess, boot to the face, but this is where Ricochet beat him too. Hit the spinning frontward roundhouse kick right into his head, like the side of his head, I should say, in the left side, of course. Ricochet goes for the left side of the rope, try to go for a running forearm, but the Miz does the same thing, and they hit each other right into the face. Surprisingly, none of these guys fell down. This is where the Miz tried to go for a big boot, but this is where Ricochet tried to go jump up, do a big boot of his own, but this is where they both hit each other at the same time. Both men down in the middle of the ground. This is where the most controversial finish happened right here, because Big Bronson Reed was getting ready to hit the tsunami to the Miz, while Ivar tried to hit his famous diving top rope moonsault on the Ricochet. And then this is where they dived at the same time, like with Ivar hitting the moonsault onto Ricochet. Big Bronson Reed tried to go for the tsunami, which was too much of a force of an impact onto the hitting it right to the canvas, to the point like it could have knocked out the Miz and beat him to get another opportunity against Gunther. But really, this is where the Miz moved right out of the way, which was the most genius maneuver that the Miz could ever have done. And then the Ivar successfully hit Ricochet. This is where he pins Ricochet. This is where the Miz hits the surprise roll-up. The referee was counting. He's like, I don't know who to count to. I'm just going to start counting like 1, like 2. And then he started looking around. And then before the referee counted 3, Ricochet already kicked out. But he got the 3 count. And then everybody thought it's a tie. Like, it both got the pin at the same time. But the Miz got the win because he got the roll-up. Bray Barrett even pointed that out. He was like, and then Michael Cole was like, I don't know. They both had him pinned at the same time. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell. I was looking at Ricochet. I mean, not Ricochet. Looking at the Miz pinning Big Bronson Reed. And then this is where, but Ricochet hits got the shoulder up like in the replay. This is where Ricochet's fiance Samantha Irvin announced it was the Miz, which Ivar did not like that. He was very pissed off because it should have been him, but yeah, he attacked him from behind, like when he was celebrating while standing onto the middle rope on the bottom side ropes of the ring. But yeah, this is where the Miz won with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. And this is where Ivar basically annihilated him, like tackling him, beating him down into a bruised up state, I should say, even though not that much bruising, but more like a beatdown, just a brutally beating that he took it. This is where he dragged him right to the middle of the rope. This is where Ivar hits the most devastating moonsaults, like more devastating than the tsunami that Big Bronson Reed was trying to do to the Miz, but the Miz moved out of the way for Big Bronson Reed. The accidentally knocked himself out by missing the executed move onto the A-lister. This is where Chad Gable and Otis was talking to the Akira Tozawa, said, and this is where Chad Gable was like, no, don't sweat it. Like when he was like, sorry, I didn't got the victory tonight. It's like, no, you were focused. You just gotta, and besides, you have a Heritage Cup trophy match against Noam Dar tomorrow night at NXT, which I'm gonna be doing also a review for that tomorrow night, of course, which will be the episode, I believe, 111, which is the NXT review part 13. Make sure y'all check that out. But anyways, Chad Gable's also motivates, just know this, like, you're the new crew of the Alpha Academy, and we're gonna be there tonight to support you tomorrow night. And then this is where Akira Tozawa shouted something in Japanese, which I believe it was like something similar to "Let's go" or like "Already ready" or whatever. Like he was like, and he started doing this dance that he usually do, like from the past couple weeks. And then this is where Chad Gable was like, "Yeah, that's totally nasty." And then this is where Chad Gable was like, "Yeah, like, that's totally disgusting. I love that motivation, the hyped up motivation for him to be a better version of his former self." All right, now that's a wild card right there. Like yeah, it's not a guarantee that he will win, but he's a wild card that he could bring in surprise victories. Like that's the man right there. And then this is where Maxine Dupree came in, like, and this is where Chad Gable was like, there she is, like, there's like our future number one contender for the women's world championship. This is where Maxine Dupree's like I'm so ready for this, like, and I'm gonna go out there, like, I don't have to eliminate all of them. I just need to be the last one standing there and eliminate as much as I can. And if I am, like, I'm the next women's world heavyweight champion. Well, just women's world champion. And then this is where Chad Gable was like, yeah, like, and also take a note by Tozawa and stick with people your own size tonight, please. Like just one-on-one, like face somebody that you can and avoid bigger women that are like 10 times bigger than you. I'll say I'm not sure if it's gonna be a promise of that, Chad Gable, because you're gonna about to find out up next on the women's battle royal match. And Maxine Dupree's outfit kind of reminded me of somebody's outfit they used to wear like when they were still in WWE. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but I'm gonna talk about it probably later on. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next. After this match, which is the tag team match with the Creed brothers taking on DIY in their second main roster and Monday Night Raw match ever since making their main roster debut a week ago. Let's see. And also they start talking about like they set a little more new records on their premium live event, like from this past weekend at Crown Jewel, like with Sports Illustrated saying Roman Reigns extends his advertising, extends his title run, like, and end all be all, like, because of disappointing the LA Knight fans that he didn't walk out as the champion. But we're gonna talk about right here. But yeah, this.
The bad guy.
Huh?
The bad guy outside.
Bad guy outside?
Yeah.
Bad guy?
Yeah, bad guy.
Okay, I'll deal with him later. I'll take him down just a minute because.
No, we'll fight it.
I will.
Okay.
but I gotta finish this review. But anyway, my viewers, like there's but anyway, my viewers, this we're gonna move on we're gonna talk about the Creed brothers taking on the Alpha Academy, like successfully making their main roster debut, known by getting a successful victory. This is where Adam Pearce, they showed earlier on the night, like the Adam Pearce had the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile signed main roster contracts, which they're officially on the Monday Night Raw roster. I'm not sure what this means for their NXT. They're running NXT. I guess it's an end of their NXT careers in WWE. Like, and there's a new beginning on Monday Night Raw because last week the Creed brothers wrestled their last match against Los Lotharios. But anyways, this is where Adam Pearce also welcomed the trio to Monday Night Raw. this is where the Creed brothers like, yeah, thank you so much. Like, we looking forward to our future in Monday Night Raw as a tag division. And then this Adam Pearce. And then Adam Pearce like, okay, like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm so excited. But like, yeah, like you did amazing last week against Alpha Academy, and I'm so excited what you can bring next to this brand in WWE. And then this is where we got. He's like, well, I don't know what you will do with the other guy on Friday night, taking the dig at Nick Aldis as well. After he said that, like, and he's like, we're gonna give him the competition, give Nick Aldis the competition on Raw. Like, I mean, from Raw to SmackDown, of course, because Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown. Here's where Ivy now is like, I'm also gonna win my match tonight, and that's the Battle Royal tonight. But unfortunately, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler here. I'm not gonna name drop who eliminated Ivy now, but it's the same person who eliminated Maxine Dupree. But anyways, we're gonna talk about that in just a moment there. But anyway, this is where Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa walked in, aka DIY. And he's like, we came from NXT too, and we were former NXT tag team champions on one hand, just like you guys. And he also said, of course, like we were trying to have this match for a long time now, and then yeah, they were like DIY versus the Creed brothers. This is, and this is where Julius Creed also responded saying, yeah, we're looking for this too, man. And it's like Johnny Gargano's like, yeah, on Monday night, y'all on Monday Night Raw, so. He's like, and then he's like, yeah, like we can have this match. Julius Creed was like, we can have this match if someone made it official. And that's when they were all looking at Ivy now. Ivy now was like, why are you looking at me for? Like, I don't run the matches here on the show. And this is where Adam Pearce was like, I'm the one to do that. Like, and then everybody started having a good laugh about the joke that Johnny Gargano or not Johnny Gargano, Julius Creed did. Like, but anyway. Pearce like, this is the first time I ever tagged DIY and the Creed brothers. Like, how about we do it tonight on Monday Night Raw, which that was the perfect plan from earlier on that night. Like with Adam Pearce, like making it official, like he always does with every single match. Like he used to do on SmackDown, now he's full time doing it on Raw now. Like hopefully he continuously made match official like these, like and see more of them and being entertained. Perhaps this match was possibly the second match of the night, if not that fatal four-way match. I'll say I enjoyed myself. It was very watchable. It was nothing to miss on that fatal four-way match for the IC title. And it looks like The Miz, if that brutal beatdown by Ivar did not took him off the card of facing Gunther at Survivor Series, I would say The Miz could give Gunther the fight and be so close to becoming a 9-time champion, tying Jericho's record and reign as that championship. But I believe Gunther's going to retain either way, whether if he faces Ivar or The Miz, because no one's not going to take that title but Chad Gable, which that'll probably be in December. That's a month from now. And this is where Johnny Gargano was like, hey, that sounds good. Like, see you out there, like, later on. But what you finally do have a tag team match. It starts off with Julius Creed and Tommaso Ciampa. This is where he Irish whips. This is where Julius Creed Irish whip Tommaso Ciampa onto Johnny Gargano's corner. He tags himself in the match. This is where Johnny Gargano. This is where Johnny Gargano grabs onto his arm, twisted Julius Creed's arm. This is where Tommaso Ciampa hits a striking clothesline from hell to Julius Creed. This is where he rolls out of the ring. This is where Johnny Gargano had put him in a headlock. This is where Julius Creed picks him up in midair, like when he was standing. Not standing, but hanging on to Julius Creed's head in midair, putting his feet up. Like I'll say. I bet that's a nod to Dolph Ziggler, the guy that unfortunately got released 2 months ago. But fortunately, at the end of this month in November, he's going to be busy by doing his comedy tour with his brother Ryan Nemeth. But anyway, this is where Julius Creed got him up in the air, getting ready to do the suplex. This is where Brutus Creed, his brother, tags himself into the not back into the match. Anything but back. But anyways, this is where this is where Julius Creed tried to go for a clothesline to Johnny Gargano, or spear, but he rolled right out of the way, pushing sending him right onto the outside, into the left side of the ringside area. Same with Tommaso Ciampa when Brutus Creed tried to do the same with him. This is where both Ciampa and Gargano were getting ready to do a springboard crossbody onto both men, but the Creed brothers caught him right in the air. This is where they try to go for a snake eyes onto DIY, right onto not Alan the announce table, the hardest part of the ring, the ring apron. This is where Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa tried to push Julius Creed and Brutus Creed, but they landed right onto the apron. That's where they elbowed both Ciampa and Gargano. This is where both the Creed brothers hits a double moonsault right onto both of the men, but this is where they move right out of the way. This is where Tommaso Ciampa hits a bicycle knee strike right onto Brutus Creed's head when he tried to get back in the ring. Johnny Gargano tried to run and get right, going through the right ropes and going towards the left one to do a suicide dive. This is where Julius Creed sacrificed himself by pushing his brother Brutus Creed out of the way. Hits a striking elbow strike right onto the face of Johnny Gargano. This is where Tommaso Ciampa goes right onto the left side of the top left side, Simba the Steel Steps, hits a jumping I believe elbow or forearm strike right into the face of Ciampa. Here's where Brutus Creed went right onto the apron. You got your blippy toothbrush? Yeah, I'll open it gladly too. But anyway, this is where Brutus Creed went onto the apron, hit a Brutus bomb right onto Tommaso Ciampa, laying him out into the ringside area. This is where all the tag team members are. Yeah, I was open it. We're down to the ground, into the left side of the ringside area. Trey, you. Here you go, Birdie. This is where Tommaso Ciampa. That's where they all got into the ring. This is where Tommaso Ciampa was checking onto his tag partner Johnny Gargano. This is where Brutus Creed throws Tommaso Ciampa out of the ring. This is where, and what else? And Brutus Creed went right onto the outside and the ringside, like onto the apron. This is where they try to execute their electric chair Brutus bomb, tag team finishing combo maneuver. This is where Tommaso Ciampa grabs onto his leg, hits it face first right onto the apron. This is where Tommaso Ciampa ducks and catches him with a frontwards roundhouse kick right onto Brutus Creed. This is what distracted Julius Creed to the point that Johnny Gargano regained his consciousness and hits Julius Creed with a poison Rana. That's what it's called, a poison Rana, a reverse Frankenstein and Hurricane Rana. This is where he told Tommaso Ciampa, get back up here. This is where he tags in his tag partner Ciampa. This is where Ciampa goes for a bicycle knee strike right into Julius Creed's jaw. This is where Brutus Creed tried to get up. I'm not sure. It was like similar to Finn Balor earlier in the tag match with the Judgment Day and the New Day. I'm not sure if he was trying to help out his brother Julius or he was just getting there because he genuinely needs to be up there anyways because he's the unlegal man that's trying to get tagged in. But he gets draped DDT, which some of you main roster guys that's unaware of Tommaso Ciampa being on NXT, you probably think he got that from Randy Orton, which that's probably somewhat true because that's like his signature or finishing move. But yeah, he did that maneuver onto Brutus Creed. Go for a fairy tale ending to Julius Creed, which he successfully did, face first in the middle of the ring canvas. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but he only got a 2.9 second count. This is where Tommaso Ciampa tagged in his tag partner Johnny Gargano, which they were getting ready to do their double team tag team knee strike combo move onto Julius Creed. This is where Brutus Creed saved the day, or otherwise they would have gotten their their second win in a row for the second week in a row. But yeah, Brutus Creed pulls onto Tommaso Ciampa, Irish whipping Tommaso Ciampa right onto a barricade, sending his back first. This is where Ludwig Kaiser came out of nowhere, like possibly under the ring, like and hits a step up Instagiri, like when him being on the apron right onto Johnny Gargano's head when the referee wasn't looking. That gave the Creed brothers enough time to get back onto their game, and this is where Julius Creed picks up Johnny Gargano onto his shoulder. Brutus Creed goes right on the top rope, hits the Brutus bomb. You know the statistic. Like if it don't successfully execute the first time, your finishing move is going to successfully. It's going to be a guarantee it's going to work the second time unless you're double cursed. But it didn't seem like they were double cursed because they managed to get the guaranteed second attempt to their tag team finishing move. They got the 1, 2, 3, and they continued their dominant momentum in Monday Night Raw as the undefeated tag team ever since making their main roster debut. And what do you think about the Creed brothers? Do you think they should remain undefeated until they face someone like a Judgment Day for their WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll be all in for it. Personally, I think WWE's doing a really good job with the Creed brothers. They're successfully making a name for themselves and beating any tag team that the WWE's Raw brand has to offer for them. Like first it was Alpha Academy, now it was DIY, now it should be a tag team like, I don't know, perhaps the New Day. I'll say the New Day in friendly competition. They just continue their wins, like keep winning like every week in a row until they get that opportunity for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the next segment. We're gonna talk about right here. And it looks like also onto DIY's side of things, it's like it. On DIY side of things, their feud with Imperium, at least with Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser, is still going to continue because obviously Ludwig Kaiser distracted Johnny Gargano and basically cost him and his tag partner Tommaso Ciampa their tag team match against the Creed brothers. Like by hitting them with that sneak attack Instagiri, with them being on the apron. And this is where they start showing, like the last time where Sami Zayn had a heavyweight championship opportunity on live television was against Roman Reigns, or not live television on. I guess you could say live television, which Peacock's technically a televised streaming service. But anyways, yeah, they showed that like with Sami Zayn being a little bit close to being champion. But if it hadn't been for Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns getting him involved and Roman Reigns cheating to win, like of retaining the championship, with Sami Zayn had a look of disappointment of not walking out of his home country and city as the new undisputed champions, along with the fans, like with him, but them being disappointed. Even though like his best friend Kevin Owens came out there to make it right and and send the crowd home happy of beating the hell out of the Bloodline, including Paul Heyman, which was a funny spot, which even cracked up my brother and his girlfriend. Like they were cracking up when he hit a stunner on Paul Heyman, like boom, and he fell waving out of the ring, rolling out of the ring with his fat walrus self. Hopefully I didn't offend him, like for real. It was just the joke of him being a heel, of course. But anyways, This is where Jey Uso came. He's like, hey, bro, like, hey, brother Uso, like, how you doing? Like, like, I hope, like, I thought, like, I'm sorry about what happened back in the day, but none of that matters now because you got another opportunity, except it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm here to wish you luck because, yeah, because you're my main man. Like, yeah, this is where, like, of course, like, even though I don't have nothing against Seth Rollins, but, like, it wouldn't be nothing better to see you as World Heavyweight Champion. And this is where Sami Zayn's like, oh, yeah, like, he's like, yeah, like, forget about what happened with me against Roman Reigns back, how many months ago? Like 9 months ago, back in February. Like, forget about that. That was old news. But looking now, like, tonight, like, tonight is that big night for me. Yeah. And this is where Jey Uso's like, yeah, you deserve this. You deserve this opportunity. Like, you're gonna show them exactly who you are, and then you Us are gonna be the next. My dog, Sami Zayn, the new world heavyweight champion. And he's like, good luck, man. Like, yeah. And then this is where Sami Zayn did a handshake to him and gave him a little hug, like yeah, like absolutely, like thank you very much. And this is where Jey Uso's like, I'll be watching you, like yeah. And then this is where Sami Zayn's like, hey Jey, like how was that talk with Adam Pearce go, like with you in the office? He's like, oh, like it was nothing. Like he just asked me to come in there and discuss that he's seen that it was an unfair advantage, like that me and Cody Rhodes lost our tag titles to the Judgment Day, all because of his brother Jimmy Uso got involved and super kicked him out of nowhere. And he said, and then Jey Uso's like, he's gonna make it right of me. He said me and Cody are gonna have our rematch for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship at next week's Raw. Yeah, that's right. It was next week's Raw. Like further double color straps, I should say. And it's like, yeah. And he's like it's cool. Like I got it. Like next week we're possibly gonna see the three of us as champions. Like you world heavyweight champion, me Cody is undisputed tag champions. Oh, you want this? Here you go. You're welcome. But anyways, this is where Jey Uso's like it's going down for us, and we're gonna be the trio that has the championship. Like the Judgment Day have nothing on us. And then this is where we're gonna move on to the next segment, or match, I should say. After showing they got through perhaps 30 million followers on Instagram, because for the past week, and now with this sponsorship from Golden Corral, I want to give a huge congratulations to WWE for achieving that accolade. WWE. And they have more viewers than NHL and Major League Baseball, the baseball and the hockey company. But I'm happy to hear that. But anyways, we also get a backstage interview from Jackie Redmond, interviewing the man Becky Lynch, and she's like, inactivity has been in the air tonight, and I want to. And can I get a comment for you of you being getting the opportunity of being the women's world champion tonight? And then this is where at Survivor Series against Rhea Ripley, of course. And then she was like, well, first of all, the arena that they're sitting in. She's like, well, she's like, the man's being around in Hurricane Soul Arena, and then they're looking for a fight tonight, and I'm gonna give exactly that. Like perhaps the whole entire women's division with me, and if that fight leads to the championship, like, and I'm gonna and if it's gonna be involving a championship opportunity, then count me right in. And then she was like, lead us, like, what would be the most anticipated match at Survivor Series? The man, like Becky Lynch will take, it's going to be against Rhea Ripley for that women's world championship match. Then count me in. And I was like, in my opinion, I don't think that's exactly going to happen, because there's probably going to be somebody that's going to slow her down and prevent her from getting such an opportunity. And I guess I was right on one thing about that. I didn't know who. I should have known who could it possibly be, but I'm going to get to that later. And then this is where Nia Jax was kind of, not Nia Jax, I just gave it away. Jackie Redmond was kind of a little fearful because, at least for Becky Lynch's sake, this is where she was like, Becky, turn around. And this is where Nia Jax was hearing pretty much the whole thing would come out of her mouth. This is where, and then this is And then this is where Becky Lynch was like, oh, like I see you, Nia, like you're trying to sneak up on me, huh? And this is where Nia Jax started denying Becky Lynch's claims. She was like, I'm not trying to sneak up on you. Like I was trying to wait for you, just waiting you around so he could tell you to your face that not one woman, you're not gonna be over the top of tonight, is that I'm gonna win, and which I'm gonna be the happiest the day since I broke your face. And he's like, oh, yeah, like I never forgot about that. That was half a decade ago. And it really was because it was back in 2018, around this time of the year in November. You got to remember watching that on my Motorola. Like when I had my Motorola phone, like, and yeah, she in fact legitimately broke her nose, which I don't think she was trying to, but this is when she earned the nickname of Botch Potato Head Nia Jax, which she always potatoes her opponents, whether if she means it or not. But anyways, this is where Becky Lynch was like, but you know what's so funny that after that happened, I went on to win the main event of WrestleMania, becoming Becky 2 belts, and you were on your way of getting fired a couple years after that. And I was like, dang, like she just roasted her into that backstage segment. Like I believe Becky Lynch, I believe that the great one was cheering on Becky Lynch and saying, like, tell it to her. Like, yeah. Like, tell her like it is. Like, and tell her that you shouldn't be on WWE anymore. I was like, and that'll probably make me crack up with laughter, like, of course. Because, like, I'm probably going to see this, like, less than 24 hours from now, like, when he makes his video tomorrow afternoon, like, of his Monday Night Raw review, of course, respectively. But anyways, because he does not like Nia Jax at all, at least as a wrestler, of course. And this persona is mostly because of her botches with move sets and then become the nickname Potato Head Jax. But anyways, we got a backstage interview with Byron Saxton now with Chelsea Green of asking questions on which one, like if one of the women win the match, like what's gonna be the opportunity? I mean, what's gonna be the plans? Like, what plans do you have that of being on your way of facing Ripley at Survivor Series 2 weeks from this Saturday, of course. But anyways, and she was like, yeah, like we have plenty. We have the advantages actually. Like I was like, I don't know how that's the case. Like the only advantage you have is your tag partner Piper Niven, and even for her, like I'm not sure she would get an opportunity for the Women's World Championship, at least at this time, of course. But anyways, this is where Chelsea Green was like half the women that's going to be in this match already lost to Rhea Ripley, and she beat them, and she did it all by herself. And what they're going to do about, I like to see what they're going to do. And then Shayna Baszler went right behind alongside Zoe Stark. He was like, you see what we're going to do? What we're going to do? Like, what you were talking about us? Like, I heard that you said right there. This is where Chelsea Green fakes smiled and said, hi. And then this is where Piper Niven's like, yeah, but we got something planned for you two, girl. And then this is where Shayna Baszler was like, I can't wait to see you tonight and break your bones limb by limb by limb. And then she was like, you know what, Chelsea? I might just make sure that the first person I see is you, Chelsea. And then this is where Chelsea was hiding behind her tag partner, Piper. She said, okay, get her, bestie. And I was like, really? You don't have nothing to say right back at Baszler? And anyways, this is where Piper Niven was like, it is, like, after all, like, it is every woman for herself. Like, that's all I have to say. And this is where she walked out of there getting ready for her match. This is where Chelsea Green's like, Like, that's an inside joke, obviously, like, of course. But if you excuse us, like, we're going to go, we're going to get ready for the match. And then this is where Zoe Stark, like Piper Niven's right, it is going to be every woman for herself. Zoe Stark sternly looked at Shayna Baszler and told her that. Like, even though we're probably going to work together at first, but it's going to be only a matter of time. It's going to be the both of us going to be in the same ring at the same time at the end of the fight. And she may not be lying about that. Just saying, like, anything's possible. Like, especially if you work as a team, you can bring down your opponents faster. And then even if it's you and your tag partner face to face is the last one standing, you have to have no choice but to eliminate your tag partner because it's every woman for herself. Or every man for himself if it was a man's battle royal, a men's battle royal. Like you have to eliminate to earn himself an opportunity for the singles championship, of course. But anyways, this is where Michael Cole said this in a journalistic perspective of saying like Nia Jax is possibly the fan favorite, and I was like, I don't know about that. I think she's going to continue her feud with Raquel Rodriguez because they got some unfinished business that they need to handle themselves. And also, like, I'll say the only way I would see her go one-on-one in some kind of a serious feud with Rhea Ripley if they were going to have any plans of turning Ripley babyface. But I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon because for the fact that she's one fact that she's in the Judgment Day, and two, she's doing a really good job playing the heel, like in the women's division as well as she's doing with her male counterparts. Like, but until she's the Judgment Day breaks up, I don't think she's going to turn face. But anyways, this is where we had all the women come out from with the likes of Nia Jax, Natalya, wasn't Maxine Dupree, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and many more. And then when Becky Lynch, as soon as was about to get in the ring, she got instantly attacked from behind, blindsided by Xia Li, completely assaulted her with the spinning kick that she does, which is the finishing move, right into the head of Becky. And then this is where Adam Pearce was like, what the hell are you doing here? And this is where she tried to go past Adam Pearce. Like, no. Like, not after what you just did to Becky. Like, I want you out of here. Like, you're banned from this match. That's what he told Xia Li, which she had no choice but to walk back to her locker room. I was like, well, she should have just waited until Becky Lynch got to the ring at least and did it in the ring and easily eliminated the man. But no, she did not want to wait, and she's going to get punished for that. Like, maybe she should have waited until both of them got into the ring, and who knows, she would have been the one that earned herself a women's world heavyweight championship match against Rhea Ripley 2 weeks from the Saturday, rather than either of the rest of the women that was already in the ring. But anyways, yeah, Adam Pearce was showing that he was definitely not a pushover because he told her straight up, like, he didn't care that she was going to do the same thing to him, which fortunately she didn't do so.
Hey, the kids is ready.
The kids are
Yeah.
okay.
You have to do pause. Remember I told you we need to take them out first.
I know, yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
I'll be right. I'm gonna be right there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to start getting
Okay.
this leash.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, we're gonna talk about the match. It looks like I'm gonna have to take a little break. Take a little break as soon as I get back in to talk about more. But for now, we're gonna talk about like every woman we're trying to eliminate themselves and stomping and punching the absolute life out of each other, like into this match. And yeah, Piper Niven's just knocked out Tegan Knox. This is where Maxine Dupree was. This is where Maxine Dupree nearly got eliminated, but instead, I believe she got saved by the bell because Piper Niven was trying to eliminate Maxine Dupree, trying to go for like some kind of a sunset flip. But she flips right out of it, got her legs crossed to Piper Niven, flips Piper Niven over the top rope and eliminated her. But thanks to a little assistance to Tegan Knox, of course, which she was like, "Oh, thank you!" Like she nearly got eliminated by somebody double her size. But unfortunately, it was a girl that got eliminated by somebody that's like 10 times her size, and it was none other than the irresistible force herself, Nia Jax. But like, and yeah, I was like, and it kind of gave me some Lana vibes, like when when she was still in WWE a couple of years ago, when Nia Jax nearly threw her to the tape, hit her with a Samoan drop right through the announcer's table, almost 10 weeks in a row back in 2020, at the end of 2020. But this is where, she knocked her out right after she was like, thank you. I was like really, Nia Jax, like you could have gave the girl a chance, and this is where Nia Jax mockingly said, thank you, which the fans instantly booed the Irresistible Force because he's the most fan-hating heel in WWE. This is where Katana Chance got on her back, tried to go for a sleeper. This is where her tag partner Kaden Carter tried to help her out and try to go for a crossbody, but this is where Nia Jax was hanging on to Kaden as well, trying to go for going for a fall-away slam. This is where she hits a power slam right onto Kaden Carter's back. This is where what's her name? Raquel Rodriguez tried to eliminate what's her name? Indy Hartwell on the outside, but this is where she rolls out of it and this is where Ivy Nile tried to help Indy Hartwell fight off Raquel because she's the second biggest woman into this match. But anyway, this is where we have Chelsea Green and Nia Jax and what's her name? Tegan Knox trying to eliminate Shayna Baszler, but Baszler was too difficultly hard to eliminate, so they left her alone. This is where they went right on to Kaden Carter. Well, Chelsea Green goes for Kaden Carter, while Nia Jax and Natalya and Ivy Nile was going for, I believe, Zoe Stark. This is where Raquel Rodriguez was trying to eliminate Indy Hartwell, but she was getting very hard to eliminate. This is where Natalya tried to eliminate Ivy Nile, but Ivy Nile was countering and preventing her from getting eliminated by the female member of the Diamond Mine. This is where we got Katana Chance did a cannonball combo with what's her name, Kaden Carter, with Kaden Carter flipping her in the air, flipping her over to Nia Jax like a catapult, like when she was running right onto to Kaden Carter's legs, when she kicked her right onto to Nia Jax, hit a cannonball right onto the face of Nia Jax. This is where the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions took target to Raquel Rodriguez until Katana Chance was the only one doing it to Raquel, while Kaden Carter went right on to Zoe Stark to try to eliminate her. And then this is where Zoe Stark tried to eliminate Kaden Carter, while Raquel tried to eliminate Katana Chance. This is where Kaden Carter did a total rookie mistake by throwing Zoe Stark in the middle of the ropes rather than the bottom part of the ropes. And she got instantly countered by Zoe Stark, hit her with a reversal step-up Insta-Giri. This is where Zoe Stark went back in the ring. This is where But fortunately for Kaden, she rammed her shoulder right onto the midsection of Zoe Stark. This is where she goes right onto the top rope. This is where Katana Chance saw her tag partner doing it, so she wanted to do a double suplex. But this is where Raquel Rodriguez stopped Katana Chance from doing such a maneuver onto Zoe. This is where she tried to go for a striking close. I thought she was gonna do a boomerang close on like she usually do, but instead, this is where she gets ducked, and this is where Katana Chance broke her double whammy boomerang clothesline onto to her, hitting a face breaker right onto Raquel. This is where Katana Chance was like, "Come on, like get ready, what you need to do." This is where Katana Chance told Kaden Carter to give her a lift into a hip toss right onto Zoe Stark, hitting that rolling flip Frankensteiner off the top rope like Mickey James. I'm not Mickey James. Trish Stratus used to do right off the top rope, which Zoe Stark landed right onto Raquel after doing such Hurricane Rana maneuver. This is where both the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Carter and Chance try to eliminate Raquel Rodriguez, which they were so close of doing. They flipped her right over the top rope, but she was still hanging on the apron. This is where they start booting her right into midsection. But this is where I guess Kaden Carter gave up and went right onto Ivy Nile fighting her, leaving what's her name behind, her tag partner Katana Chance, which Raquel Rodriguez shoves her right into the face off of her before she can do any damages to her. This is where Ivy Nile tried to go for a belly to belly suplex right onto over the top rope, but this is where Kaden Carter rolls onto the bottom apron. She instantly gets hit with a right hand by what's her name? By Ivy Nile. That's what her name is. This is where Katana Champ tried to help her best friend out, trying to do a Hurricane Rana right onto the Hurricane Rana right over the top rope, but this is where she ran her legs right onto Katana Champ's legs onto Kaden Carter's head, but Kaden Carter threw it right back at Ivy Nile. This is where she nearly got eliminated when she tried to go for a flying head scissors, but this is where Ivy Nile joins the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion onto the bottom side apron. This is where she elbows Katana Chance right onto the head. This is where Kaden Carter hits a striking right hand right to the face of Ivy Nile, but Ivy Nile hits her right back with a right hand, and she hits her with a striking right leg kick right onto Kaden Carter. This is where she finally eliminated her out of the match. This is where Ivy Nile tried to go for, and that's where Katana Chance tried to go for a kick right into the face of Ivy Nile, but Ivy Nile caught her leg, put her right onto the middle ropes. This is where she got her in a grill press slam, and this is where she tossed her right onto Kaden Carter, right on the outside of the ringside area. And then this is where she got back in the ring. This is where she beats her chest, like getting ready to possibly face Rhea Ripley 2 weeks from the Saturday. But anyways, this is where we get towards the end of the match with Chelsea Green, like in a double team situation with Raquel Rodriguez and Natalya. But this is where she slapped both. When Natalya and Raquel Rodriguez try to eliminate Raquel Rodriguez, I believe Ivy Nile. This is where Ivy Nile, was it Ivy Nile or Zoe Stark got Natalya? I believe it was Ivy Nile fighting off Natalya. This is where Raquel Rodriguez did a. That's why I put him on medium and let him just sit there and boil. Kind of did a reverse choke slam right onto the back of the head. I know, I'm on my way. I'm about to get there. Yeah, I need to put my coat on and I'll be ready. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. But yeah, she hit like a kind of a botched reverse choke slam. I guess you're trying to be safe to not to unprofessionally stiffly hit Chelsea Green on the ringside area. But she ran face first right. This is Raquel Rodriguez like, like time to take out this Karen trash, and she slaps her hands like right on, possibly showing dust onto Chelsea Green's lifeless body. This is where we got like. This is where we go. We got like remaining is Tegan Knox, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile, Natalya, and Indy Hartwell, and Zoe Stark as well. But this is where Indy Hartwell tried to go for a big boot to Natalya right outside the ring. This is where Natalya hits an elbow right onto her. This is where she tries again, but she got double whammy the second time. This is where Natalya tries to eliminate her, but she was saved by the Ivy Nile bail because Ivy Nile hits a body slam onto right on the outside. This is where is that you, Birdie Bird? But anyway, this is where Natalya was right into the apron with Indy Hartwell. This is where Indy Hartwell tried to go for a big boot, but hit her face right onto the. Not right into the face, but Natalya instantly moved. This is where Indy Hartwell hits her boot right onto the steel ring post. Like, ow, that was not gonna feel good. like I'll say now, but also in the morning. Like she got knocked out of the ring by Natalya, but soon after, Ivy Nile eliminates Natalya. This is where Zoe Stark eliminates Natalya with a drop kick. This is where Tegan Knox goes for an uppercut too. This is where she starts doing her side kicks and punches and try to go for a double choke slam too. You found it? Okay, thank you, Birdie Bird. But yeah, did you try to jump right onto? This is where she tried to jump right onto Nia Jax, but this is where Nia Jax get a double-handed choke slam / tree slam right on the outside, eliminating Tegan Knox in the process. Where she was like suck it, like just sad, like cry myself a river. Like this is where what's her name? Ivy Nile tried to go for roundhouse kicks, like back and forth onto Ivy Nile, gets headbutt to Nia Jax by Nia Jax, hitting her with a headbutt. No, Trey, you can't be doing it. This is where Raquel Rodriguez hits a big boot right into Nia Jax's head because she tried to go for a Samoan drop, which I already did my research. He is Samoan. This is where she gets eliminated by Nia Jax, and yeah, that was a reference to Simon Miller, tribute to Trey. Yeah, this is where, this is where Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shayna Baszler got Nia Jax out of the ring. Trey, this is not a crosswalk or a bridge. Anyway, this is where Nia Jax got turned into a sore loser. She tripped over Ivy Nile that was still in ringside onto the apron, and then she leaves. I was like, well, what problem did you solve about doing that? Like, because we still have your three enemies that you lost to lost with. You lost with when all four of y'all lost to Rhea Ripley this past Saturday for the Women's World Championship, which it was three of these women that lost to the Rhea Ripley along with Nia Jax in the Fatal 5-Way match. This is where Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark worked together, eliminating Raquel Rodriguez in the process. Raquel Rodriguez was very disappointed, and I guess my prediction's right about that. Oh yeah, I forgot when I said when Ivy Nile tripped over Ivy Nile off the ring apron, and eliminate her, I guess that's the same, like the person that both eliminate Ivy Nile and what's her name and Maxine Dupree, possibly future arch rivals with one another on Monday Night Raw, got eliminated by the same person, which is Nia Jax, which the three, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and Raquel Rodriguez eliminated. Like, she got eliminated by her. Like, they both got, but Ivy Niles and Maxine Dupree got eliminated by Nia Jax. Like, which that's a total burial, I bet. Like, along with getting eliminated by Tegan Knox and who else was it? I believe it was, I don't know. I think it was Tegan Knox, just Tegan Knox. But anyway, this is where Baszler and Zoe Stark was hitting forearms and side kicks and back and forth respectively on one another. This is where Shayna Baszler nearly got Zoe Stark eliminated by German suplexing her, but she was still hanging onto the top rope on the left side of the apron. This is where Zoe Stark's like, no, I want to let you win. This is where she started elbowing, striking her. This is where Baszler tried to crawl right on her to get back in the ring, but she got prevented by Zoe Stark. And this is where, she was trying to get back and we're trying to go for the carry through the clutch, but Zoe Stark instantly countered into that out of that move. And then this is where Baszler tried to run up to her. This is where she gets super kicked by Zoe. This is where she's like, that's all you got. She gets kicked the second time. She was like, come on, give me your hottest shot. And this is where she finally hits her the third time, which is a charm, which I bet she was triple lucky. She got her eliminated. She won the Battle Royal. And I guess somewhat of my prediction was correct. But I didn't say it on here on this video until now because I didn't want to spoil anything. I kind of already did. I was saying my first prediction was Shayna Baszler, but the second one was Zoe Stark because these women possibly continue facing Rhea Ripley because for the fact that they're babyface. I know I'm coming. I'm getting there right now. I'll be right there 5 seconds. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments of who's gonna win at the Survivor Series. I bet most of y'all is gonna think of Rhea Ripley. Even if it was Baszler, it would be the same results. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about more. I gotta take care of a little family business. But if you excuse me, I guess you're gonna spend time with my nephew Atreyu at this time. Here you go.
I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this.
Just a sec, Atreyu.
I do it. Let's do it. Hi, baby, 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 baby. Yeah, baby. I do it. Yeah, I do it. I do it.
1 second, Atreyu.
What does he say? What's it called?
Yeah.
What?
So he's saying glue is glue. How do you not know how to put it already? Exactly. That's what he said.
What do you want me to say?
Because a lot of people don't know how to make that say.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah. Even I know how to make macaroni and cheese. I just need to follow the directions. I can do it successfully. That's it. No, I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna leave my glasses No, I already got the fish straight.
Baby,
Where are you? Excuse me.
I found a leash.
No, we're gonna use the other one.
This one's silly.
So it's not going off. Hey, but we're good. We're good, right? For another. I'm not gonna say it. You ain't gonna eat the chili dog you said that?
After I drink this.
What's your auntie? Your auntie. Is that your uncle Julie?
Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Woman didn't know her son was hiding in her closet. So then she was cheating on her husband. Her husband comes home, she puts that she was in the closet, but did not know her son was home. So then the son was like, hey, I have a baseball. Her name was like, it's dark in here. And he goes, yeah, it is. He's like, I have a baseball. And then she goes, cool. And he's like, buy it. He's like, no, then my dad is. And that's how much. And then he goes, $250. He's like, okay, fine. Give him $50. Then it happens again the next week. And we're going to the closet. What? No, we don't need it yet. Not right now. We'll do it later. So then it happens again. The woman gets caught. She goes to her guy in the closet, and then her husband comes in. Then her husband gets working, and goes, yeah, that's it. And he goes, I guess not. And then he's like, that's weird. And he goes, why? And he's like, I'll tell him. And then he goes, fine, how much is then he was like, fine, and he pays him, right? Then the dad asked the little boy, you want to go outside and play baseball? Well, he goes, I can't. He said, why? Because I sold my baseball and he said, how much you sell for? I said, $1,000. He's like, why would you leave your friends like that? You're going to church. You know how in certain churches they have those booths, and then they put in the booth, and then he talks to these people. Like back in the day. So they did that. So his dad made him go in there, and then the priest went in there, and then the boy goes, it's dark in here. And the priest said, don't start that shit. Yeah. The priest was the one over there fucking with his mom. Because he was in the closet telling the dude that his mom was cheating with, it's dark in here. And then he was like, you want to buy this, you want to buy that, here's the money. And then it happened 2 times.
The little boy didn't know that either.
Then when he had the fifth, and then the little boy, and the priest said, don't start that shit.
And then the little boy realized.
Yeah, the video. Tree, quit taking our paper towels.
Stop or I'll smack the shit out your hand.
They're not girl paper towels, daddy got them. Those are from yours because she grabbed them so she can have them. So they're hers. Okay, you share. So you leave the paper towel alone. If Mary wants her paper towel over there, don't touch it, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, good. You know what you need to do with this? Layers. This one needs to cover the pumpkin. You know what? You're just cute. You're so cute and bad. I don't like her. I'm not going to be so cute.
Now it's time for the next installment. Oh, where's my phone? I'm not trying to take all of it just yet because I don't want to be here. He said, everyone, yeah. No, my heart was beating. But my medicine gone. Yeah.
And you need to start drinking water too.
Oh, I did. They got free water bottles here. I'll be taking it. That's why we have water bottles in the room.
Men are supposed to drink more water than women are. Let me tell you how much water you're really supposed to drink. Call girl.
What?
And 1 bottle of water is only 1.5 ounces.
I just tell you what.
So you should be drinking 8 bottles of water a day.
Yeah, and I drink 2. I drink 2 bottles of water. Yeah. Actually, I drank a little bit of that water twice. He said modified about that video.
He was drunk. Come up here, I gotta tell you about Probably fucked up and
It didn't happen in the parking lot at front.
Great. No. Why is this so were you the girl with this? The girl to take it from me? The girl to take this from me? Okay, I'll get back to you. Don't hit nobody with it. You hear me? Is that what happened to you? Was that yesterday?
Oh, Ralph's watching me in the background.
I'm pushing you back the counter so that way you can yield and move. Thank you.
I said, nigga, I don't know who, but one of us knocked his teeth out. I'm with Mom, baby. It's a 9 p.m. Look at this. He said, hell no! He said, learn this lesson for real.
And he said he didn't remember who did it.
X told me that
Nobody at the party knew him.
nobody at the party knew him, and he didn't know who did that to him.
Did you like the
That nigga has handicapped teeth.
Then when I got back, I gave you $1.
What'd you say?
When I got back, I gave you $1. And now she's crazy. She got
Wow. Look. He said, that's a rule saying she wasn't gone. She wanted out. She wanted him out. He said his face is like swollen real fucking bad. Look. How do you have your friends up here? Yeah, that's the bathtub. I think that bathtub shoe. Is that not you? The bathtub shoe. That looks like a one bedroom. It's not now. Nice, nigga. It's just small. He had a little function at his dorm room. Look, and he said nobody wanted to go. Probably for his teeth. Like literally nobody knows this. Yeah. Nah, really. Yeah. What? Yes. Look at this dog now. That kid I threatened with the knife got mad at him, almost got me stabbed. When?
You remember the kid that ran up when they were fighting? When you and it was fighting the rest of the group, and then that kid ran up to try to help him, and then the girl jumped out and was like, get the fuck back, get the fuck back, and then jumped out and fighting. And the kid stopped running. That kid is saying that the nigga on the ground.
I said for real, so everyone is scared. I said everybody's scared. Scared to hang around here. Ew.
Like they're not round like that, but see how they stick out of the guns like that? Look at this. Look. Okay, look.
Ew, that's sick. Look at these things. We probably won't see him out ever again. to school like that? He said, look.
I know exactly.
Yeah. X was telling me that everybody was saying earlier that night he was trying to find someone. Let's go retard. He's an X up there doing research and shit.
Brady, what are you doing? Yeah.
It really would be. And nothing, just chilling, trying to find something to watch or play on the video game. I'm kind of bored, LOL. It's Shayla's birthday and we was trying to do something. I'm trying to do that. There you go, baby.
So this is the
I'll see her. Not all the time.
I guess in any kind of situation.
Yeah. It's a great one, too. He's a happy birthday. I know. Oh shit. Having them hangovers is just the worst fucking thing.
You better miss this.
No. How many kids do? Here's the got these too. How many of those go? Oh, I know. Did we not get this shit out that we got from Denver? Was that night for the league? Well, we do all this shit away. We thought it.
You're all damn grocery bags. That's worth some packs. Free, leave shit alone.
He said happy birthday. I told him you said thank you so much. I said, you got me cussing you out right now. Mommy met daddy when he was 22, turning 23. That's just cute. You got medicine for it?
There it is. His appointment's on Wednesday, so I'm gonna tell the doctor then.
I can try to take my lunch and take.
Hey, leave that one.
And you know what?
If not, maybe I can have a lady do it. Hurry up.
He said a year in progress was the squad. I was like last night it was.
That's what we can take it out and I'll wait till I leave here. Then I get a little ready. Next Sunday they work on Sunday.
Thank you. You don't have nothing to take you to like nothing to put in the
I know, man. No, why would you get Yeah, it's right here on
Here,
table.
open it up. They'll probably tell you that they got something. They'll do it, open this shit up.
Yeah, because the day after Halloween, you gotta go to work.
What's the day after Halloween?
First. I remember.
I started last Tuesday.
No, Tuesday was Halloween. Every day to work the next morning. Yeah, you got me $5. No, it's on Tuesday. Halloween
Jay. Turn it up.
These are the pants I was fucking looking for the other day.
Yeah, I picked it up.
These are the ones I was looking for the very other day. You think the girl is looking for your pickies? Babe? Babe, the girl is looking for you, think she can fit these?
I'll beat the fuck out of you. That was ours.
I was just about to say that.
Hornet, though.
I was just about to say that. What happened, Trey? You fell down and hurt yourself?
Oh, Daddy.
Hi.
Hi,
Tell mommy I'm gonna have almost 3 days in a row off
Daddy.
when it's Thanksgiving time. Daddy's gonna have almost 3 days off, so Daddy's gonna be here on Thanksgiving, because that's a holiday. And then I'm gonna go to work the next day. Then I'm gonna be off the next 2 days. Nobody took no bites out of this today. Which one did she give him? The chicken nuggets? They had 2 nuggets and fries, right? And that was chicken fries. I bought it for just, if he needed
I
it.
said he bought it for anybody, so she said, okay, I can.
Yeah, because if I'm not here, he's hungry. What is he supposed to
She
eat?
said she gave me here enchiladas and stuff.
Oh, weird. You like the enchiladas? Damn, they've been gone for a while.
I know. Here. You want to take it by yourself?
It's not that nice outside. You notice when it's cold, they come in quick. If everyone is nice or something.
No, I gotta put this up.
Can you help me out?
What do you need?
Yeah, okay.
Here, a little more.
Damn.
Hey, right when you said that.
Yeah, I guess you can't eat.
Man, what a coincidence.
Right when I said
Mhm. I'll be right back. What a coincidence you just mentioned that. Yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm going to finish off reviewing Monday Night Raw. And let's get started. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, Zoe Stark. Like she won the women's battle royal for the women's world heavyweight championship, and it looks like she's going to face Shayna Baszler. Well, not Shayna Baszler. I mean, she eliminated Baszler, but she's going to face Rhea Ripley for the women's world championship at the Survivor Series event. But
Pickle, get the game. Samson, get the game. Pickle. Come on. Feed it to him.
where was I? Okay, we'll move on to the next lineup. It's where she got in backstage with Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark, and this is what Rhea Ripley had to say right here. I just beat the 4 baddest women on this roster in the WWE, including you, Zoe, at Crown Jewel. So he's like, what? They got slipped out of your mind. I give an avalanche riptide to whose bodies? Like, which she did the avalanche riptide to Zoe Stark on the top rope right through on Raquel Rodriguez and Shayna Baszler, which Shayna Baszler taking the most bumps. And then Zoe Stark. And then this is where Zoe Stark like, yeah, you may have won that night, but you're going to be remembered as the woman that took your title right here. And then at Survivor Series. And then she was like, so hang on nice and tight while you can because it's coming home to me. Up next. And then, yeah, they showed some medical statuses with The Miz, which I believe he's not the brutal beatdown onto The Miz wasn't that bad because he's going to have a match with Ivar, possibly for a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship number 1 contenders match, while we have matches like Tegan Nox taking on Chelsea Green, I believe, and then Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Otis, and we got what else? And Cody Rhodes, and yeah, Cody Rhodes taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on the Judgment Days, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. We got, which we got, what it was the main event match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's Sami Zayn taking on Seth freaking Rollins, which we're gonna analyze right now. Which I'll tell you, like I said at the beginning of this video, this was the best match of the night because this is where because they fight fight each other's tails off like if it was the main event of a premium live event, whether if it's a mid card B plus mid card B plus premium live event or a big deal pay per view like one of their 4 pay-per-views like Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and even SummerSlam, and even also Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. They're fighting like if this was the Crown Jewel main event match, like, and not like Roman Reigns versus LA Knight. Like, but anyways, but I'll just say like in a Raw perspective, of course. But this is where they did a grappling game, like when Seth Rollins put Sami Zayn right into the corner. He started acting like his former heel self, and then this is where referee was kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Seth Rollins, like that's enough. Like he was like yeah, give Sami some space. Like, all right, like buddy, and start patting him in a friendly but edgy kind of way. And no, Adam Copeland's already left WWE. But anyway, this is where This is where Seth Rollins started doing putting his ears out to the fans with them continuously singing along their song like "Oh, oh." Which they were back onto the middle of the canvas, spin around into the ring, and then this is where Sami Zayn got him in an arm hammerlock hold, which Seth freaking Rollins started to trying to get out of, but he started elbowing Sami Zayn right onto his head, and then this is where Seth Rollins had him into a headlock, holding on to Seth Rollins. This is where Seth Rollins holding to Sami Zayn, trying to go for a slam, but Sami Zayn rolled out of it. He fell straight down to the ground, tried to trip him over. This is where he tried to spin around. This is where he put him in a guillotine hold. This is where Sami Zayn was grabbing onto his arm. This is where Sami Zayn looked like about to hit the hip suplex, but instead he made it a little more easier, trying to push him right to the corner, like which he did. Which everybody, this is where half the fans chanting "Let's go, Sammy." This is where he started hanging on to. This is where he started holding on to the ropes in the back to belly position, like with Seth Rollins holding on to the ropes. The referee was doing this 5-second warning DQ count, and this is where he's like, yeah, it's okay, buddy. Start patting him in the back. This is where Seth Rollins like, ah ha ha, very funny. Like, but let's get serious now. But yeah, they start continuing their grappling game until Sami Zayn got him right to the bottom right corner, hitting him with a chop, which I believe that's going to give him an automatic added to the list of envy of Gunther's envy list. And this is where Seth Rollins did a chop of his own, pushing him right into the exact same corner, like being also added is the next guy. Like, and not only AEW wrestlers are going to be added to Gunther's list. Obviously, like everybody's going to know that he's going to put anybody that does the chops lately at a wrestling show in a wrestling match. Of course, this is where Sami Zayn started hitting right hands right onto Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins goes right back, hits Sami Zayn right into the face. This is where he started continuously hitting back with those punches onto. That's where he hit the striking right forearm right to him. This is where he tried to pin Sami Zayn, but he kicks out of 2.999 seconds. Like, I know Seth Rollins like, I know that's not my finishing move, but wow, like I didn't know he's gonna kick out like that. This is where Seth Rollins twists the arm of Sami Zayn. Irish whipped him right to the bottom left side of the corner. This is where he goes right on the top rope, or mid rope, I should say. Hits an elbow strike right into the head of Seth Rollins. This is where he goes for a pin. This is where the referee counts 1, the referee counts 2, but he kicks out at 2. This is where Sami Zayn got him back up on his feet. This is where he started hitting strikes after strikes to Seth Rollins. This is where let's see, like this is where they went strike after strike on one another, like with them hitting each other. With Seth Rollins hitting the right hand back to Sami Zayn, with Sami Zayn going back at Rollins. This is where Seth Rollins Irish whips Sami Zayn right into the top corner of the ropes. This is where he does a springboard leapfrog dodge to Seth Rollins, hits a flying clothesline to him in the process. This would bought Sami some time. This is where he tried to put him right to the right side corner ropes. Irish whipped him right to the corner. This is where Seth Rollins counters, twists his arm around, super kicks him right into the midsection, kicks him right into the head, and a discus clothesline afterwards. Seth Rollins send Sami Zayn rolling on the outside of the ring side, which is on the right side. This is where Seth Rollins goes right to the ropes, running and go for a suicide dive right into takes Sami Zayn right out. And then this is where he hit the suicide dive, but soon after Sami Zayn got back in the ring, and he also hit the dive of his own, respectively, on Seth Rollins, hitting a diving senton right off the top rope, landing right onto Seth Rollins. This is where Sami Zayn was getting hyped up, like, yes, let's do this. This is where Seth Rollins got back up as well. This is where But this is where Sami Zayn was in the corner. This is where Seth Rollins did running, striking forearm onto Sami Zayn into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where he goes leaping off the right, not the right, the bottom left corner, like his former tag partner John Moxley would have done if he was still Dean Ambrose in WWE. Here's another forearm strike right onto Sami Zayn. This is where he tried to go for a third time as a charm, but this is where Sami Zayn was an inch away from Helluva kicking him, like following Seth Rollins going back to the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. But luckily, Seth Rollins noticed this and dodged right out of the way, right on time. Seth Rollins goes right onto the left side of the apron, going for a springboard swanton like he did 2 nights ago against Drew McIntyre. This is where Seth Rollins hits another moonsault right onto Sami Zayn, but this. On the springboard moonsault, like if he was Chris Jericho, but Sami Zayn kicks out right away. But this is where they went right onto the bottom corner of the apron, trying to go for the least most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the Blue Thunder Bomb. That only works in Saudi Arabia. But this is where Seth Rollins elbows him from doing the maneuver. This is where Seth Rollins tried to go. This is where he tried to go for it, but Seth Rollins was managing to get out of it, elbowing him in the process. This is where Seth Rollins goes for the pedigree off the apron, but Sami Zayn managed to come back and counters before he can have a chance to attempt the move altogether. And this is where he flips, and this is where Sami Zayn flips over Seth Rollins off the apron, body dropping him into his back, especially the hard part of his back, which is his lower lumbar, of course. But that was very horrible, of course. Yeah, like, oh my God, that's not a very gorgeous sight, I believe. Yeah, I should describe. Yeah, Seth Rollins was in agonizing pain, but we're gonna get to more of the point, like of getting to his match. But this is where he got back in the ring. This is where Seth Rollins tried to attempt the curb stomp, I believe, but he gets intercepted. You know the statistic: if the first attempt doesn't work the first time, then it's definitely gonna be a guaranteed the second time, unless you're double cursed. But it seemed like he was double cursed. Sami Zayn was double cursed when he hits the least most devastating move in all sports entertainment. You guessed it, his signature move, the Blue Thunder Bomb. And did it work? No, it did not, unfortunately. It only got a 2.5 count, like 2.5 count even. Like, it only works in Saudi Arabia. I believe in Crown Jewel next Crown Jewel, he'll win with that move once again. And maybe, who knows, he'll have a winning streak. Like, even though he didn't really win with the Blue Thunder Bomb, only the Helluva kick at Night of Champions. Only he won the Blue Thunder Bomb when he faced JD Madonna, like recently at this past Crown Jewel, which I already talked about in my Crown Jewel review. Make sure you check that out. Even though I didn't specifically say the Helluva kick and Blue Thunder Bomb, I forgot to say that, but I just want to get it over with, and it wasn't in my mind at the moment. But anyways, this is where Sami Zayn started punching himself, like to get back into the game. This is where Sami Zayn finally hits him with the exploder suplex right onto the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where you get ready to do the Helluva kick. Telling Seth Rollins, like, come on, get up, get back up, please, for me. Please, so I can achieve my dream as heavyweight champion here in the main roster. This is where he tried to go for the Helluva kick. Instantly gets super kicked by the visionary. This is where he tried to go for the pedigree. This is where he successfully did so. Like same with Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb. If your signature or finish move don't successfully execute the first time, it's going to be a guarantee that it will the second time, because it's something in wrestling of that particular statistic for a reason that it's a guaranteed that way. Like, whether if it works the first time or the second time. But anyway, this is where the referee pins Seth Rollins, but he only got a 2.99999999999 negative 0.1 second away from being 3. This is where Seth Rollins was thinking what move he should do. This is where But this is where Sami Zayn got him into a Boston Crab maneuver. This is where Seth Rollins somehow rolled out like a flip in the lower side, grab onto Sami's legs, and he got the 1-2-3 with the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. Like, this is actually the first time I've seen Seth Rollins win with this maneuver while defending his World Heavyweight Championship. And yeah, he retained his championship, and then also the Judgment Day came out there. Brutal. But before that, this is where Seth Rollins was handed the championship by the referee, and this was great, I should say. I'm sorry for dragging out my description onto the match, but I would say this was very entertainingly great. Like, this is what we need to see, whether it's the championships, either of the championships, whether it be in the Undisputed Tag Team Championships or the World Heavyweight Championship, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, or even the Women's Tag Team Championship. Like, whether one of those championships main event the show or just a non-title match that looks main event worthy, they need to put on shows like put on matches like this more often. Like, it doesn't matter which wrestlers or who's the champion, like, let alone of that. Like, as long as you put on a great show, because that's what the E's is supposed to be standing for, is entertainment. Entertain the fans, entertain them, like, get their interest into the story in your pro wrestling promotion. That's the point of owning one in the first place. Like, making not only your employees happy by putting on some great matches, but also the fans. Like, give them what they want, like, in a way, like, in a special occasion, of course, not like every day, because that would ruin the concept in wrestling, like, in a way, like, if too much of a good thing could even be a bad. But just have something, even if you do make a mistake or purposely do something bad, like, make sure you correct it, which I'll say 9 times out of 10 WWE, I gotta admit, does that, but they should continue to do that, but in a, like, much more better manner. Like, that's a story for another day, of course. Like, a little more better manner WWE should. Like, not trying to tell them what to do, but my opinion on the matter. But other than that, like, under one minor issue, like, they're doing great, very well. But this is where Seth Rollins hugged and handshake and showed some respect to Sami Zayn. This is where Sami Zayn nearly left, but this is where soon after they got brutally assaulted. He got brutally assaulted by the Judgment Day. This is where Seth Rollins hits a suicide dive on everybody. Which was, the old members of the Judgment Day. Seth Rollins suicide dive, Dominic Mysterio, JD Madonna, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. But until Damian Priest Irish whipped Seth Rollins in, trying to cash in on him, probably, of course. But and also the rest of the Judgment Day throwing Sami Zayn in a 4-on-2 situation until Jey Uso came in and started fighting off everybody, like hitting uppercuts, clotheslines, whether it's the JD Madonna and what's his name, Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor, until Damian Priest hit him with a super kick. They were continuing to stomp on him until the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes came in. He started fighting, throwing fists and blows onto the Punisher of the Judgment Day. And started hitting right hands like boom, 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 and then hits him and throws him right into the ring. This is where he hits the right hand, started going back and forth with the American Nightmare. This is where Jey Uso was fighting off, I believe, was the JD Madonna while Cody Rhodes was going after Dominic Mysterio. This is where Jey Uso got JD Madonna. Seth Rollins got what's his name? Seth Rollins got Damian Priest, I believe, and then and who got Finn Balor. It was Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got Finn Balor. This is where they start fighting each other, brawling with one another. Like, Cody Rhodes got Dominic Mysterio hitting them right off on the top of the. He was throwing blows while they were standing onto the top of the announce table. This is where security and the staff members, the producers, and Adam Pearce came out to break the fight up. This is where Adam Pearce went into and got a microphone, got into the middle of the ring. He's like, all right, that's enough. Like, I'm tired of these games. Like, if you want to play games, like, I got a game for you. How about you four take on you four members of the Judgment Day and at Survivor Series War Games in a War Games match. I was like, yes, we're going to see a War Games match. Even though it's with the Judgment Day and everybody's getting tired of seeing the Judgment Day being in faction kind of stipulated matches with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and more. But this is really great because it's gonna possibly gonna end their feud inside this double cage and double ring stipulated match at Survivor Series. My opinion, of course, but I'm not saying it is, but it's possibly will. We'll probably see this put to rest, and we'll see. We'll see the baby faces come out as the victors, because that's the best way to end this storyline rivalry, especially considering Cody Rhodes is going to be in this match. He's probably going to get the pinfall victory, whether if he pins Finn Balor, Damian Priest, JD Madonna, or even their dirtiest condom in the faction, Dominic Mysterio. Hopefully that's not. Hopefully I don't get a restricted strike for saying that, because it's obviously saying he's ex-convict and short for his first name, Dominic. But anyways, I kind of rhymed without trying to. But anyways, yeah, my point is, like, I'm trying to I get the PG version of what everybody probably would think I'm referring to. But anyways, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. And then there was a great show, like especially the World Heavyweight Championship match, even though it just came out of nowhere. And then Sami Zayn kind of deserved the World Heavyweight Championship. It was kind of way past overdue. But I would expect it to be the next upcoming premium live event, whether it be in Survivor Series or even the Royal Rumble, which I most likely would have referred to, because Seth Rollins is probably one of the guys that they should be into Team Cody for War Games, like with them taking out the Judgment Day once and for all. Even though Seth Rollins and Cody did not really like each other, and they wouldn't be getting invited in either of their birthday parties. I'm not sure if that's real life or part of the show, but I think it's somewhat of a true line from both the Visionary and the American Nightmare. But they'll probably agree on to kick the Judgment Day's ass and end them once and for all from trying to control Monday Night Raw alongside Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Like, we're gonna see all these guys gonna take down the Judgment Day once and for all from trying to control Monday Night Raw, because it's already bad enough SmackDown's being controlled by the Bloodline. But I would give tonight's Monday Night Raw, for it being an entertaining show, I'll say a 4.5 star out of 5. And how you guys would rate Monday Night Raw, y'all let me know down in the comments below. And what you thought about the show for those who watched. And what you think about my recap of Monday Night Raw. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please make sure you leave a thumbs up, a huge thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification so you won't miss my upcoming videos. And I will be making, my next wrestling news video, which will be episode 110 and episode 111, triple ones, I should say. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be the latest edition of the Wrestling News, part 33, and the Wrestling and NXT review, part 13. Make sure you check that out, because this is the 13th week I've been doing wrestling reviews. And yeah, subscribe, click the bell notifications, share with your friends all over the social platforms, and also make this channel grow bigger. And yeah, the subscribe button is free, and if you don't like the content, you can always change your mind later and unsubscribe. Like, it's a guaranteed for that as well. And also, what else I need to say? I guess that's about it, I'll say. But other than giving you a proper goodbye, saying hope you all have a great night, and thank you guys for watching till the very end. And I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Until then, Super Ninja Austin, your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this latest edition of the SNA podcast, episode 109. the Monday Night Raw review. Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out for the night. Good night, everybody.